Hopefully your day is a bright and shining day. Hello. Just started doing some streams here at eluukkanen, and today we're going to be discussing about a very important topic indeed. Very much something that even if you think you are able to reach your goals right now, I think it's something you have to check out. Something you have to see yourself. That's what we're doing today. Yes, back to streaming. I hope you had good Easter, everybody. That's what you need to have. I think Easter with someone is still going. I think, indeed. We're back to our live editing content, everybody's favorite content, where eluukkanen makes a video at the same time as he streams. That's the best. That's the best. And I think nobody is awake at this point in time, because usually, you know, it's interesting the time zones. People are waking from the separate places in the world. But we're going to do this anyway. I have a very tight schedule today, so I need to do it now or never, because soon I'm having a sofa. Yeah, I'm ordering a sofa in here. Soon you're going to be able to see it in the background. Very important stuff. You need to have a sofa. Everybody need to have a sofa. And yes, one moment. Un moment. We have one viewer in Twitchland. Hello there. Soon we're going to be starting with this topic of there are issues preventing you from reaching your goals. And some might think, Elias, you're lying. Nothing is on my way to the greatness. But I tell you, there are some things that are preventing you from becoming the greatest, whatever you are. Like some people want to be gamers, some people want to be whatever they want to be. But I tell you, there are things in the way of that. There are small things, and these small things are easy to fix as well. They are not the biggest hassle you can have. Definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, beds can double as sofas. Hello, Hawk. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. How are you doing? He's watching in D-Live. I think he was. I'm not sure yet. But yes, that is true as well. Of course, I'm not going to sleep on it, but I need to start soon, you know, asking people here. So I need a sofa, of course. And hopefully having a TV as well. At the, I'm planning to have the sofa in there. And then I'm planning to have the TV in there. So it's like the perfect how it would look. But yes, now I'm going to be sharing this in land of Twitter and soon in Facebook. And then we can start with this topic of ours. Is there something in the way of you reaching your goals? I think for every single people there is. Even to me, I'm not trying to say that I'm the most advanced guy when it comes to this, but I'm going to say that there is a way to really make you go without wasting so much time to trying to, hey, thanks for the lemon and ice cream. Such a lovely to have that on today's morning. How are you doing, Hawk86? Are you having good Easter? Or is the Easter even over? I'm not sure, because I've been working full Easter. Having some vacation last 2 days, but still working hard. You know, I need to get some things done. But yes, very soon we're going to be going on our way. Let me share this D-Live thing here at in a moment. Very soon. But yes, what kind of problems you think you have? I think you cannot even, you know, it's hard to see own kind of mistakes. I can say that I might have parts that I cannot see in myself. Perhaps something that prevent me from being what I want to be. But I also tell that, even if you are advanced on any of these kind of things, I think you should listen. Or take a look at, perhaps, question me at the end of this and say, perhaps you're wrong. And I might be, but I tell you, I have met so many people. I have seen these problems with so many people, and otherwise they can become like the biggest guys ever. They can. That's the thing, and they want, stream discussion and such. All right, here we go. Let's put it in here. Share it in land of Facebook. I think Facebook would be a cool place to put more time into, even though that it's kind of dying in where from my home country. But I've looked at the statistics behind everything, and I've seen that Facebook is very good to have a place to gather people around, because people really much go to. If you share a link, they go there, and I think Twitter is very bad in there. I think, but yeah, that's my call on that. Now I think we have two people in D Live. Hello there. How are you doing? We are soon starting with this topic of ours. Let's go a long way. And we got another lemon. Sweet lemon. Sweet lemon. I tell you, lemon is very tasty. Of course, you can't eat it too much, but still. Thank you very much, Hawk. Thank you. All right, I think we are ready to start with this now. We have shared this, we have gone a long way, and we have, we can do this now. All right. There are some things that prevent you to become something you want to be. Hello there. My name is Eluukkanen, aka Eluukkanen, and I'm a composer from Finland. And like you, perhaps you want to reach some big things in your life. It is everyone's dream. Everyone is dreaming of something they want to do, something they want to achieve. And of course, life is a gamble. Sometimes you are not able to reach the things you dream of in a way you want to reach them. But I tell you, if you have manageable goals, you can get to those. If you want to become a composer, you can. If you want to become an artist, you can. If you want to work on films, you are able to. It's always about hard work and luck. Those are the two main factors. But there are some things that prevent people from reaching their full quality. And I've seen this. It is very, very tragic even, because these people who have very big talent in some areas, usually people have talent in some things, like as example, some might be very good in just being fast and doing the thing, like let's say music, they can do it very fast with quality even. Some people are very good in socializing. They are very good just talking to people to express their ideas and get people excited. And some people are very good timing their day, very good at organizing stuff and going forward with that. But even those people who are very good at these certain things, there's one thing that prevents them. Actually, many things. But one thing is very certain. You are your biggest enemy. Of course, it's very good to compete against others and see who's the biggest and who's the greatest, who can do very good in, let's say, music, sports, anything really. It's good in healthy doses. But sometimes just competing against each other prevents you from seeing your greatest enemy, your greatest struggle, which is trying to overcome yourself. Yes, I tell you, people's biggest, I can say really enemy because, of course, you are you, but I tell you, the biggest factor that is preventing people from becoming what they want to be is usually themselves. There are small flaws, there are small things that people, when they start doing composing, or people who are even far in composing, they cannot see, because usually it's in order to see your own flaws, in order to see what kind of things are just taking you apart from things or opportunities, they are something you have to really self-reflect, and it is one of the hardest thing to do. It is one of the hardest thing you can possibly do, is trying to find what kind of things you are not good enough to do. It is also very challenging in sense that it's hard. Some people are not able to face themselves and what they are not good at because they fear and think that, hey, if I face that, if I try to look into that, I'm going to be disappointed. Many people around me are going to be disappointed, and I just waste my time looking into this. But I tell you, just giving you some context, I've seen many artists that have been able to go far, and they have been able to reach like even nice numbers. But even with that, their character, their way of doing things, they're small things, really, really small things that can be easily improved, are keeping them apart from becoming what they want to be. And let's have discussion on this in a sense that I'm going to tell you now those things and tell you how that can be improved, because those are very small fixes, and you might think this is not important, but I tell you, like in every single foundation, if you have a foundation for everything, a foundation for house, foundation for your career, if there's a small flaw, that affects the whole house above. Everything that is built above that, it affects it. If you have a character that you cannot really socialize as well, it affects everything, because we are social creatures. We are supposed to work together, and especially in art, if you want to be in part of big productions, it's very, very vital to be someone that is able to work with people. And at the same time, you cannot focus on it too much, because you have to be able to be good in what you do as well. I think the biggest obstacle people have is very much in socializing, because you are able to very much gain much more just going to events, speak to people, be very confident. That's why you can see even bad people that are not very good at what they do. They are able to reach high places because they are very good in social game. And it's a skill. Very much it is a skill that you can improve. Like, I have to tell you, in the beginning when I started doing these streams, when I started doing anything, I was very, very terrible in this. If you look at my past streams, which I recommend you not to do, I have had problems in a sense that I was talking very quietly. I was not confident of myself. I was not really thinking that I could express something that people could actually enjoy listening in a sense, in a discussion sense. And the further I've been going with streaming, the more I've understood that there's power in talking. There's power in discussion. You can sway people's opinions. You are able to get people excited what you do if you express what you have in the best possible way. Some people might have the craziest, the most imaginative projects on their mind, but they are not simply able to communicate that to other people. It is very tragic. I've seen this. If there's this archetype of artists that are very, very good in what they do, like they have a very zero social skills, but they are such powerful artists, painters, writers, but they hate being socially around people. And of course, these problems are something that you can alleviate perhaps with having other people to help you, and that's why it's good to socialize. Of course, I tell you as well, you are able to be able to be good in social spheres, even if you start from just like feeling uncomfortable talking to people. You feel uncomfortable perhaps to be in front of people and say what you have in your mind. You're able to improve that because that is a skill. I started from nothing. I worked on it hard, and I'm now able to go in front of audiences, even big halls with many people, and confidently say what I have in mind. Of course, you might have a stage fright or something that prevents you from thinking that, hey, you're able to do this. But I tell you, even the most confident people have this kind of feeling that, oh, like what is going to happen if I go talk with so many people and try to express something. You are obviously going to fail in the same way that if you try to skateboard, of course you're going to fall at some point. But I tell you, the damage is not like something that can get you to hospital. It's not. If you fail in social spheres, what I have done, I tell you, I have had the most biggest fuck ups ever. I can tell about those perhaps later. But if you're not willing to risk it even a little bit, it's hard to improve on that. But I tell you, it is possible to improve. That is one of the biggest problems, I think, when it comes to trying to achieve your dreams, because the world we live in, we are not living in vacuums. We have people surrounding us, and we need to connect with them, being able to achieve the things we want to do. Of course, that's just a small thing. You cannot rely on it too much, but it is a vital part of it. Then, of course, one other one, which is very much connected to confidence, is that many people dream of becoming something. Many people wish that, hey, they want to be this and that and this and that. And many people are not willing to risk even a little bit. I'm sad to say, but I've seen this. I had this very talented girl that was very good in writing. Her work was basically about writing books and doing some translations to Finnish, because I live in Finland, yeah. But these she made translations, and one time I saw her talking about, like, she would really want to start becoming a writer, like she would have wanted to, but she is not confident enough. Like, she fears that if she does that, she's not able to convey what she wants to do. And it's terrible, because I've seen her writings and they are awesome, but she does not put that much time because she fears the rejection. She fears all the things that are negative in trying to risk and becoming an artist. It is very sad business, I tell you. It is one of the saddest things, because nobody tells you this in artist life. You are going to fail in major aspects, but that is only going to build you up to become a great person. And trust me, if you do failures, you're the only one who really is going to remember all of those. Like, people are going to forget. If you do, let's say, if you go to in front of hall and you fail miserably at talking to them, like, nobody's going to really remember that. And if you're going to, let's say, write a book and then publish it, and the first one is terrible, like, people are going to forget if you improve. And that's the thing. The only way you can improve is taking risks by actually working on the artistry. This might be very clear to some of you, like this might be, but don't underestimate it. These small things like this as example prevents many to actually test out their skills, because they feel the rejection. But like in dating or anything like that, if you do not go forward with your idea, if you don't even try it out, you are not able to reach anything. Those dreams you have are only going to be dreams. Those ideas, what you want to do, are only going to be dreams. And for me personally, when I've tried to say, I want to become this and that to other people, they have said, like, yeah, come on, you're not able to get what you want. Usually that's reaction. And you cannot rely on other people to, for support on this stuff. At least of course, there's good if there's someone that says, hey, you can do this. But usually people do not see the vision you have. You have to be able to take risk and go with that. It's your life, it's your life. But yes, I think that is one of the second biggest problem. I think the third one, which I'm going to tell you, is the hardest one to fix, because these are very much, of course, connected to individuals, in a sense that some people might have not much problem in what I said just before, but they might have one personal trait that they are not able to see, and that prevents them to be able to face the problems they have, and perhaps talk with people and get to these things in a sense that some of these problems can be individual based. Some people I've seen that they have a really hard, like, they have a personality that really does not work with many people. They kind of create friction in a sense that other people don't want to work with them. That's something, it's individual basis, and I think it's a good way to self-reflect to see if that's the person you are, because usually if you look at yourself and if you think about yourself, you don't see all the things you are part of. Like, you don't see everything, and that's why it's good to reflect on that. It's good to reflect on what kind of problems you have. But I think the last problem that is preventing people from reaching their goals is people think, most artists, like, this is the weirdest thing. Most artists think that they can only by themselves really manage to do this stuff. Like, imagine you being a composer. Many people think that just going alone, going on their own ways, thinking that, hey, if I just grind enough, if I just go alone, if I just work without actually working with people, I can do this. But I tell you, the more I've done this, more I have tried to create my art better, I've noticed that, of course, you need to be able to work alone. But but if you want to reach really big numbers, you need to collaborate with people. That is a big thing that I think people are afraid of perhaps doing, in a sense that, of course, you might have a success in one thing you do and you might be able to do it on your own. But I've noticed with doing this eluukkanen group, what we're currently doing, even though it's still in progress, but still, it's growing nicely. But I've noticed, if I would have not tried to gather people with, of course, different goals, but putting those goals in a sense that they can perhaps work together, we can achieve things together instead of just someone being on the top and such. Hey, Khan Salman, welcome to the video. Well, nice to see you on YouTube. But yes, it is very much something that people are, I'm not so afraid of, but I think it's something that comes to their artist proudness, in a sense that I've seen artists that, of course, enjoy being loved by others and enjoy being listened by many, enjoy being liked by many. But when it comes to perhaps helping out others and perhaps making collaborations, they are very, very much thinking that, okay, if that does not give me right away the big returns, I am not going to invest on that. And I think that keeps even the biggest artists at bay, because the more you can do, the more you can get, is very much dependent on your connections. I have to stress this. I've said this millions of times, but the more you know, of course, the more about the stuff, but the more people you know, the more opportunities you're able to get, because we live in social world. We are not inside in vacuums, in a sense that if you throw, like, let's say, a great composer like Mozart in let's say just on a bare island with nobody else, like, he's not able to become a composer as he would like to be. He's not able to become world's most renowned composer. And same for everyone. If you are thrown in middle of island without no one on the side, you are not able to reach your goals. Everything we do here is a social kind of connected to social things, but you are able to, of course, be an individual and rise above that, and you are able to be someone that people are going to, hey, this guy, like, he has been working on his art a lot, and he's able to do stuff, and we can work together and such. But if there's no people, if there's no real human connection with those people, if your thing is that you are able to perhaps get this kind of big following in one place, and you're able to, like, you think that okay, I'm not able to, I cannot really focus on perhaps helping and making collaborations with others, you are going to fail at some point. Might not be the point at this moment, but at some point you're able to notice that, hey, like, if this one place that I've been able to grow and make success in, like, if I'm not able to really connect with people, I'm going to be left stranded. And at some point, the numbers I've gained, are going to start fading. It is very big. Yes, it is a very big thing, I tell you. Yeah, well, I agree about the connection, but there's some cultures in the world that they put you in a vacuum. I'm curious to what kind of vacuums you mean. But I tell you that it might be true, but I'll tell you that when you have many group of artists or many individual artists, if you bring them together, Like, you can actually achieve even bigger things, and at the same time reach bigger numbers, and that is also in the end going to help individuals. I've seen big YouTube channels that let's say are bigger than me, and much bigger than me, like millions and hundreds of thousands and such. And these people are focusing very much on building relationships above them instead of below them, in a sense that if they have a guy that is bigger than you, of course they are going to try to collaborate with them, because they get the big return if that big guy shares them. But in a sense, if you don't build relationships, this sounds bad, but in a sense, like below you, in a sense that these people that you work with might not have the biggest following. I don't really care about any of that. But if you do not encounter that at all, you're going to limiting yourself quite a lot, so much. So those are the things I think that is the biggest problem. I think what people are facing and preventing from getting to what they want to be. And you go through mental process in which you don't have energy to do anything. Exactly, if you are limiting yourself, if you are just being inside of like your own mind and your own atmosphere and such, you are also burning yourself alive, in a sense that there's a lot of power in having many people around you. At one point, I worked in this storage, people carried stuff around. If there would be just one guy carrying all the storage stuff, nothing would happen. And I was also in army at one time that, I'm very bad in climbing walls, big walls. And at one point we have this kind of, this way we have to go across many obstacles, like big walls, and climb over them. And I would have not been able to climb over that wall. I would have not been able to get at the end of the obstacle course if people wouldn't have been able to help me, and I helped them in exchange. Like, that's the thing, you're able to reach big things if you work together, I tell you that much. But those are the biggest problems that people have. Let me know, let's have a discussion on this. Let me know if there were some things that I missed, but I think these are important ones. Thank you for watching. Yeah, that was now the video which I edited. Now let's get to the, this is live editing. Basically, I did the video now, and that is going to be edited later. And, I hopefully make a video about that. But yes, now, Khan Salman, hello, welcome to the channel from YouTube. Yes, thank you for coming. And so you stumbled upon this video. Is this your first time at eluukkanen? Let me know. And you go through mental process. Yeah, like I tell you, that it is very much a mental process if you're just on alone and such. It is. We have one person watching in DLive. We have one person watching in Twitch at the moment, and we have 3 people in YouTube land. That's very nice. That's very nice. Great to have you here. Do you think I was partly, or even more than that, right about those issues? Of course, I'm not perfect in knowing everything, but I've just seen so many artists struggling with this stuff, so many, and I'm sad to say, these people, if they are not able to see themselves the problem, they are not able to fix that problem. Like that's I think one of the most fascinating things in life, in a sense that if you have these, if you have a great power and if you have great skill, there's still small flaws keeping you if you don't address them. People are not superhumans. People are not someone that they can be perfect in everything. There are, even in biggest people, there are flaws. I've watched your tutorials. Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. Hopefully you have found them interesting, in a sense that at least from this point on I've been able to now get some editors, in a sense that these videos which we're doing right now and other ones as well, we're going to do much more of them, very much more of them. And we're going to discuss about artist stuff, we're going to discuss about composer topics that are very important to people, and I think something that are not talked about. It is very sad, in a sense that, when you look at this stuff, usually when you have these kind of channels that discuss about, how to do this and how to do that, they gloss over very, very small things that actually affect a lot. And I think this is This is most far. This is the biggest problem people are having, I think, very much. How are you doing, people watching currently eluukkanen on the streams? And I tell you this much. I tell you this much on this topic that like I know few artists, even big artists. I know them right now, and perhaps they are watching this channel at the moment. I'm not sure. Like, you never know about the internet. You know, you can of course only hope, but many won't see many. I think biggest problem is in a sense that you know, you have these three problems that I mentioned in the stream, but if people are not able to reflect on those problems, like, that might be the most major problem of all. Because if you're not able to see the problems you have, and every one of us has problems, like even me, I might have something, a blind spot I can't see. You're able to improve so much if you see these problems yourself. And I don't want to be preachy, because I hate to be a preachy guy who just says, like, you know, do this and you get millions of views and, you know, that sort of stuff. But like every single channel like this, you know, does. But I want to really go to the details and really go to the places where I think people want to have the questions to be asked, but are not asked. You know, these questions are not answered. Indeed so. Yes, today's stream, I think it went really well, and lovely to have, you know, people like Khan and hey, Hawk 86. Yeah, sorry, always getting that number wrong. Good to have people joining on the stream. Currently, I am going to be meeting an artist today. You know, as we talk about collaboration and such, I have been, of course, I mentioned that I was being able to get a sofa very soon behind. So next video, you're able to see a sofa in there. But I'm going to be meeting an artist very soon. And I try to do collaboration and such. I recommend you to reach out people you know that are good in other areas you are not good at. Let's say, like, if you make music, find an artist who can make stuff for you. Find a writer that can make poems and such for you. Make connections. Connections make your day. They do. Unfortunately, I think the streaming has to come to an end. But it was lovely to stream with you. It was lovely to discuss with you. Let me know down in the comments after this video is over. What are your thoughts on this topic? Do these problems or things that are in people's way, does it concern you, or have you been able to go past that? Let me know. But now, wherever you are, I wish you a good day. Remember to follow the channel we are doing right now. You know, if you're in DLive, if you're in Twitch, if you're in YouTube, remember to follow, because we are going to make more of these. Wherever you are, whoever you are, I wish you a great day. See you later.